Hello all. I come to you with a different message than I normally would. It's not about politics today. This is about suffering. Or at least we believe we're suffering most of the time. And we may not be. But I would like to talk about it today anyway. So let me start. The existence of suffering. Suffering is has a much broader meaning, ranging from dissatisfaction to anguish. We all know that suffering exists and have experienced various degrees of it. Suffering permeates our existence, affecting both our minds and bodies. This may seem a little strange, and we may ask, what about happiness? But if we look closely at what makes us happy, we notice these things are subject to change. For example, if we are on holiday in the sun and we dive into a pool to get cool, the sensations are at first pleasurable, but after a while we are cool enough and we need to get out. If we stay in the pool, we will start to suffer from the cold, tiredness, and so on. So happiness occurs and then disappears, often quite quickly. Dissatisfaction or suffering, however, is presented all the time. Though when we are happy, we may not notice it for a while. This is because we are born to get sick, get old, and eventually die. We cannot escape any of these facts. They are integral to life. If we reflect on this, although we may at first find it unpleasant, we soon see that this is a realistic and not pessimistic view of existence. This makes us want to learn a little bit more. Usually we blame external circumstances for making us suffer, but if we look inside ourselves, we discover we are full of desires. We have all said to ourselves, if only I had this thing, I would be happy. But even if we get our heart's desire, what happens? It only makes us happy for a while. Either we take it for granted, or we get bored with it and no longer want it, or start to desire something else. If only I had that thing, and so on. We also notice that we're often as dissatisfied with what we do get as with what we don't. We are all familiar with the gross manifestation of success. We want to be rich and famous, adored by the latest film star. In reality, we are overdrawn at the bank, well known only among our friends, and sometimes loved by the boy or girl next door. The subtle levels are less obvious. I want to be good, and I'd love to help alleviate third world poverty. These seem like good ideas, but they are still desires and cause us suffering when we can't live up to them. And that's all I have to say today. I think that we need to start concentrating on our own country. So thank you and good night.